Durag Diaries, what's good, people? Welcome back to another match reaction. I had to just think there and double check what I was doing today. Enough videos coming today, in fact, so make sure you are slapping that subscribe and the post notification bell because we got some guests, we got some live streams. You already know where it is. Monday settings, Monday mornings, like a real morning out here because, boy, Tottenham consistently inconsistent. Consistently inconsistent. That's one thing you put your money down for Spurs to be. Just they're gonna win one and then they're gonna drop points in the next one. Just that without a doubt. That's something you can bet your life on. But before we get into anything about the game with Fulham, again, make sure you smash the like button. It helps the algorithm, helps more people find these videos, and it just, shows me some love. As well as that, share this with your people then, man. Whether they want to laugh at the reaction, whether they want to cry and enjoy the therapy with me, share this with them. I'm sure you can find someone that's going to enjoy this. And then make sure, lastly, you subscribe to the channel. Now, Tottenham won, Fulham won. It's typical Spurs, man. I know I said it last week, and you're probably going to get bored of me saying, but it's typical fucking Spurs. Because yet again, we go 1-0 up, and we give away the lead. We don't look convincing. We look convincing one game, then it's lackluster the next. The performances just aren't there. It's fair to say we're missing Solanke again. So as well as the missing players we already have, so no Romero, no Van der Ven, no Vicario, no Bentancur out of ban, no Richarlison, no Odegaard, no Mikey Moore. I'm naming the first 11 pretty much here. You guys already heard this. That's 7 names. And then no Solanke to add into that mix on Saturday. He was out with an illness, arrived to the stadium. Ange didn't feel it was best to play him, so sent him home. Not that I would have agreed, but we do have a game in 2 days, so it's fair enough. Sometimes you need to, sacrifice one game so you can be back earlier for the next one. But ultimately, no Solanke killed us. It cost us the game. Now, I know a lot of people have been going out there and saying, yeah, Solanke don't score goals. He brought him in to score goals. What's he doing? He doesn't always score goals, but one of the things he does is he's key, is in the build-up play. Dropping in deep, doing 1-2s, just, holding it up, leaning onto defenders, bringing a man in. They're all going to get sucked in. 2 defenders are going to get sucked in when he's dropping in deep, comes to receive the ball, taps it back in, swings around the shoulder. We're missing that. We're missing that focal point in the attack yesterday. Yes, I know I've been complaining. We don't concrete down the middle enough. But ultimately, the middleman's going to take the centre-backs away from the football. That's not what happened yesterday. Sonny down the middle. We had Johnson out on the right, Werner out on the left. And it just caused us problems. It caused us problems. One of the things I've noticed when you play Brennan Johnson and Werner is these are 2 players that are shy from the ball. They're not good with the ball at their feet. So when you got 2 players that need to be played in behind, you're pretty much playing with 9 men already. They're both not great at defending. They can't support the defense and the positioning when they are supporting. We've seen Johnson time and time again make us concede goals from this. So when you're trying to manage a game state where it's a bit back and forth, basketball, football, that's what the other day was. Fuck me. That's what yesterday was. Basketball, transitional football again. Back to the Spurs was a few weeks ago. And you need to bring in players that can manage that, players that can get on the ball, slow the game down at times. You need that pause on the ball. Like Maddison, he does it good at times, but yesterday I feel like we didn't have the midfield set up to allow Maddison to flourish. I just think Ange got it wrong. The lineup was wrong. The setup was wrong. We looked at the first half, and I'd say the first half was, give it to Fulham. Fulham had a much better half than us, creating a lot of chances, especially down that right-hand side. To be fair, it was both sides, with Iwobi and ESR on either side. The one thing they kept doing is, with these centre-backs, they're not checking their shoulders. Dragusin is a problem at the back. I cannot survive Dragusin. Dragusin! That's all he's on, bro. He's not offering you much outside of a little header, a clearance. That's what he's going to do. Outside of that, There was 2 or 3 chances in the first half that already scared me. I watched the ball float across the top. Literally, he knew the ball was going behind him. Didn't check his shoulder once, and Jimenez was through. Jimenez could have scored 2. Could have scored 2 goals in that first half. We should have been 1-0 down. Luckily enough, Fraser Forster done his thing. Gonna give it to him. He was definitely a solid performance on Sunday. Apart from the goal that we conceded, there wasn't really much that he could do to save that. It was a great bending effort from Tom Kearney. But ultimately, we didn't do enough to create chances. I said at half-time, I'm not worried. Kulusevski comes on and changes the game. Unfortunately, Ange's just tactically clueless. I think it's fair to say tactically at times, Ange is clueless. He cannot manage the game state. He doesn't know how to adjust on the fly or sort of acknowledge that the game's not going his way and we may need to change the system a slight bit or throw something different in there. He doesn't like to take risks. And this is going to cost him his Spurs job if he doesn't fix up soon and he stops being naive, because we saw this in the Roma game. It was clear pressure was piling on, 5 to 10 minutes to go, bring on another defender. You need to bring on another defender to try to even out the game. Try to, not let them suffocate us in our box, because that's eventually how we conceded, by the way. 3 men at the back post, no one marking. If you had another centre-back in there, another guy with the IQ to defend, it wouldn't have happened. And yet again in this game, first of all, before I even get to the manager of the game state, Brennan Johnson, another goal. Shout out to him somehow. But he was the player that should have come off. Should have come off earlier. He should have come off earlier. As I was saying, him and Werner, they're not really great at getting on the ball. But to give it to Werner, the goal that he did create, the cross, was a great cross into Johnson. Got it out on the left-hand side, beat his man, chopped it back, sort of looked at the options, and then just lofted a crossover for Johnson on the first-time finish. Typical Johnson goal, back post, gonna tap it in, Raheem Sterling settings. But the changes that I saw him make in the game, he was just upsetting me. I saw them and I knew, what are you doing? This guy is lost. Kulusevski in the 9. Kulusevski in the 9. It made absolutely no sense. What he should have done and what I wanted to see was Papsar come off. Brennan Johnson come off. Kulusevski come on the right. Son stay down the middle. Timo Werner out on the left. Even if you wanted to bring Timo Werner off, bring Timo Werner off. Bring Will Lancashire on. Put Brennan Johnson off. Kulusevski, Lancashire. That's what you got to do. Kulusevski on the right. Lancashire down the middle. Sonny out on the left. Or you take one of them off and bring on off a midfielder. You get what I mean. We needed a number 9 in there. Whether Will Lancashire's experienced enough or ready enough to play the Premier League is another question. But at that point in the game, 10 men, you saw Marco Silva making changes. You saw him instantly on the fly, be like, nope, got to change that, got to change that, got to change that. Just brought a sub on. No, you're going to come off. We need to adjust the way that we're going to play for these final 10 minutes to secure the points. Because ultimately, they was away from home. They needed to secure the draw. Spurs, on the other hand, stand there and just with his hand in his pocket, it's not really doing much, makes 2 changes to bring on Bergvall and Gray. And do you know who he brought off? He brought off Maddison. Brought off Maddison and Starr. 2 of the players that would have had an impact in the win. Maddison was one of the guys that we needed to see create for the win. Leave him on. Leave him on at this point. It was like, yeah, we know we're going to get a draw. Let's throw the young boys on so they get 10 minutes. That's literally what is basically happening at that point. It's an absolute mess. It's an absolute mess. And Ange needs to get better. Tactical adaptability in game needs to improve. He's too naive. Far too naive. And the fact that Brennan Johnson's our top goal scorer, it's a problem. It is a problem. It don't sit right with me in the Premier League because he's so bad off the ball, on the ball. Outside of a first-time finish, he offers us nothing. He is poor. And I cannot bear to keep seeing this guy in our team waste away. So we have 10 men, and every time he gets on the ball, he's doing 1 touch passes back or 1 first-time shots. There's no football IQ at all. Nothing there. And I'm not even using this to get onto him, but ultimately he's scoring these goals in games that mean nothing because he's offering nothing outside of it. Same thing against Roma, same thing against Fulham. I'm not going to sit here and accept it. I'm not going to sit here and accept the fact my man's bagging goals, but he's offering nothing outside of that for the performance. And we're losing. We're dropping points. It's not good enough. It's not good enough. We need some of our injured players back. We need some players in January. And Yamin Hyuk, I can't wait for the kids coming because right now, it's not looking good, bruv. It's not looking good. But thank you guys for tuning in, man. That's been today's match reaction, Tottenham vs Fulham. Make sure you smashing the like button, subscribing on the channel. And as I said, tap that post notification bell because there is enough videos coming to you today. 3 live streams coming up. Make sure you're tuned in, man. Durag Diaries with